On that, let's welcome back the former acting Attorney General, Matthew Whitaker. Mr. Attorney General, great to see you.
Yeah, good morning. I want to first get your reaction because Rob mentioned earlier Judge Eileen Cannon. She's likely to appoint a special master on Thursday. Do we have any idea of who that will be? And at this point, because it looks like they've looked through all the material, is this a moot point?
Well, good morning. And no, it's not a moot point to appoint a special master. Remember, they have obviously, during the search warrant that was executed 22 days ago, grabbed documents that they shouldn't have had. They had the passports; those weren't listed on the nor on the inventory, nor were they listed on the search warrant to start with. They also ended up with what they're describing as, several, not a lot, of potentially attorney-client privileged documents. If I'm the judge in this case, I understand that that is a signal that they overreached and grabbed too much. Now, remember, I have contended and continue to contend that this was an illegal search warrant from the start. It was not done with particularity or specificity required under the law, and that President Trump's Fourth Amendment rights against unreasonable searches and seizures was completely violated. It is going to be an interesting week. Tomorrow, or today, actually, the federal government needs to file, among other things, both their argument and a more detailed inventory of what was grabbed. And I think that's what's going to determine what the judge does in this case.
Yeah, it almost feels like, Matt, that this case is sort of falling apart. Again, the New York Times, that article they came out with yesterday where they call this raid a document inquiry, which is that is so laughable but so classic that it comes from the New York Times. They say that this is one of the more challenging, complicated criminal investigations that we've had in, quote, recent memory. It almost seems like they have to indict Donald Trump to justify the raid 22 days ago.
I disagree only on the fact that they don't have to indict Donald Trump.
So you think they could just drop the whole thing and return the boxes? I mean,
yeah,
you do.
Yeah, I've always believed that this was a legitimate dispute. You read the Presidential Records Act earlier. This is a legitimate dispute about documents. President Trump disagreed and his team disagreed with the archive's position on many of these documents. They took a draconian move to execute a search warrant when this issue could have been resolved much differently and much easier through continued ongoing negotiations. And so I just don't think at the end of the day, the Department of Justice is going to indict President Trump. He hasn't done anything wrong.
Right.
And there's no, again, we could go through the mens rea requirements and all the things that criminal statutes require. But in this case, this was about getting the documents in the possession of the government, and they had lost patience, I think unreasonably lost patience, in getting these documents back from President Trump.
Yeah, sir, we have about 30 seconds left, but I do want to get your reaction to Tim Tebow, who was part of the FBI, who is no longer with the department. Just your initial reactions to this.
Well, obviously, there are going to be people on both sides of this argument that, feel strongly and believe things did or didn't happen. I've talked to several FBI agents that I worked with when I was U.S. Attorney in Des Moines, Iowa, that are outraged by the FBI's conduct. And I think we're going to see continued whistleblowers and people, speaking out.
Yeah, Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley basically says that he buried the Hunter Biden laptop story before the 2020 election. Polling after the 2020 election, 1 in 6 would have changed their vote had they known about that laptop's existence prior to the election. So again, it's the FBI playing politics. Just want to clear up for anybody just waking up. This is not, and Matt, I know you played football in college in Iowa. This is not Tim Tebow, the football player. This is Tim Tebow, the now retired high-ranking FBI agent. A lot more on that to come, I'm sure. Former acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker, great to have you back on. We appreciate it.
Thank you,
as always.
Have a great day.
And stay with us.